It's such an interesting question. I'm joined here in the studio by digital consultant David Taylor. And from Kentucky, I can speak to life coach Kelly Knopp. Good to see you both. David, I'm going to start with you. What's the main generational issue that you see?
So we've now got a team of digital natives. These are kids, youngsters coming through who've lived through the digital age. They've grown up with text, they've grown up with instant messenger, they've grown up with the internet, and therefore they communicate entirely differently. And for them, the internet is a natural place to be. However, you've got older business owners who might be in their 40s or 50s or 60s for whom it's a very, very scary place. And therefore you do see some generational divides occurring as a result.
Kelly, this will sound familiar to lots of people, but do you see companies who actually don't navigate this very well?
Oh, certainly. I think one of the hardest things is having younger folks come in management positions and then manage people who have been loyal to a company for a long time and put in the years and put in the work. That's certainly hard to navigate, and it does, I think, really take mutual respect and the ability to learn from each other, a willingness and an openness to do that.
Because, David, there has always been tension between generations. Is it the technology? Is it the way we communicate that is so different?
No, absolutely. And just picking up the point there is that it's about mutual understanding. And I think that if you've got youngsters for whom tech is natural and there's an older generation for whom it isn't, they can support one another, and therefore understanding how to get the best out of tech and learning from each other, you get a mutually beneficial situation.
Kelly, what's the best way to do that, to encourage that kind of understanding of each other and, more importantly, the respect?
Well, certainly. I think sometimes it's not inherent in an organization. You're not going to get that everywhere. I know over here in the States, particularly at major companies and on the coast, a trending sort of role right now is head of people, sort of transitioning in HR from an operations-based role to a more strategy-based role that helps people bridge generational divides and helps with culture. So when you have like a coach or a mentor or someone in that HR role who can help sort of make that a part of the culture, I think that's huge, because not every organization is sort of systemically set up to be supportive of that.
I mean, David, most situations, you know, there are stereotypes that exist. What do you think the main stereotypes are in a workplace around the generations, between a boomer or a Gen X and millennial?
So a boomer is someone who's in their mid-50s. Gen X is probably someone in their early 40s onwards. I think that the assumptions which are made, the boomers and the Gen Xers will say that the millennials are snowflakes, that they can't answer the phone, they're not very good at presenting, they get very disenchanted very, very quickly. For the millennials, so the under 30s, if you like, and the digital natives, they would say that the older people are dinosaurs, don't understand at all the modern world, don't understand the tech, don't understand the ways of communicating in the modern world. And often you get a real disconnect happening as a result. But of course, most of these are stereotypes, because it's about human beings at the end of the day understanding one another.
And what do you think, Kelly, most millennials can learn from their, older people, but if they're the boss, what is it that they're learning?
Goodness. Well, I think I agree with everything that was just said too about millennials kind of being seen as entitled. Every generation has their stereotypes. I think, though, what younger generations can learn from older generations is the value of consistency and loyalty and learning the ropes from them, because no matter what, if you're put into a management position or leadership position, you need to understand how that organization and that team works. And the older generations have had to navigate that to get to where they are. And there does need to be some respect for understanding that sort of hierarchy a little bit and being willing to learn, well, how did you navigate this? How have you inspired people? How have you built a high performance team?
And David, is there a particular way that you should frame a promotion if you're giving a promotion to a younger person?
So clearly, if there is a younger person who's got an amazing set of digital skills, they do need to be supported in terms of managing others, and also if they're managing people who are older than them, and understanding that it's a cultural shift which needs to change. So if that person is promoted, are they supported adequately? has it been communicated internally why that person has been promoted, what their skill set will be, what they will be doing, and therefore they can then smooth the transition.
It's such an interesting discussion. Thank you both very much.